Hey, what's good, people? It's your boy P, man. My boy Jay. We in the building again. We're back for another edition, man. We're fixing to go in a little conversation on a good Friday night. So we want you to get ready, man. We have a special guest. Cree is gonna be in the building, man. She has her own podcast. We're gonna bring her in. She's been doing it in this space for a little while now. You can find her on Facebook, YouTube, and different things like that. She's definitely somebody you want to tap into because she has a lot to talk about. She has a great following. So I have my boy Jay. We're gonna go ahead and discuss the topics, man. Get into it. And the next person you're gonna definitely hear, we're gonna welcome y'all. We're gonna bring Cree into the building.
What up? What up? What up?
Cree, how
Hey,
you
I don't hear
doing?
that audience clapping. I'm gonna have to
Hey,
start doing
gallery,
that when I have
gallery.
guests.
Round up.
Thank you for having me on your show. This is my first time, and he said Cree because we're kind of friends now, but it's Cree 21 boom because I'm always bringing explosive conversations to you from a
There
different
you
perspective.
go.
That's what's up. Yep,
So
yep.
let them know where they can find you at. You know.
You said it, Facebook and YouTube. I'm trying to get on the other avenues. You got to show me how to do all that. I'm really just starting. He kind of said I was out there for a while and all that, but I'm really just getting my feet wet with it. But I don't plan on going anywhere. So I appreciate the shout out, friend.
Well, I
Stay
definitely want to
consistent.
welcome you to the show. We got my boy Jay in the building, man. So
Yeah.
we're
What up?
gonna
What up?
cover a couple of topics, you know, for some people out there, man. I want you to follow, like, subscribe to the channel, the PM Lifestyle Podcast, and you can follow us on all platforms. And we're gonna go ahead and get into it. So um, it's a honor to have her on here and to discuss. And we want to start off with a crazy topic. How do you know when it's time to end a relationship?
Just off the rip, just came straight in with. How do you know when it's over?
How do you know when it's over? Like, how do you know when it's time to end a relationship? Because people going back and forth and things like that, man.
It's tough. Man. It's tough to think about what people get into relationships for in the first place.
Mhm.
You know, because I think if you were to get to, the real core of what people got into a relationship for, it'd probably be a lot easier to understand when to end it. But when people with, it seems, I think my wife brought it up even just recently about how a lot of relationships are just transactional, whether it be negative or good or whatever, it's just transactional. Whether you want, affection or time or whatever, what are you willing to pour in to get that back? Certain things like that. But I don't know, man. It's hard. You got to find people's why. What's your why for the
Why?
relationship? And then I can tell you, if you're not being fulfilled in those ways, then the relationship probably ain't good for you. You need to end it. And that's for all relationships, not just, marital or whatever. That's friendships. That's, family, a lot of those different relationships. Yeah.
Cree, what's your opinion on that?
Hey, y'all got a little dark again. I don't like it.
Yeah,
I can't
man,
really
like,
see your face. I don't
did
like
it
it.
change?
Yeah.
Oh, nothing on the screen. Maybe it went to like a sleep mode or
Hmm.
something.
Okay. Well, I like to piggyback
Depressing.
off of what he said. Certainly that matters. The reason you're in a relationship. So if you're in a relationship because you need a place to stay, then you're gonna hold on for dear life.
Yep,
Hmm.
yep, yep. Straight
But
up.
on the flip side of that, a lot of women tend to hold on a little longer than they should, in my opinion. So even if that other individual is holding on for dear life because they need a place to stay, the other person should say, "Hey, I don't know what you're doing, but you're not doing what I need you to do, so you got to go." But my answer is, if for me personally, I know when I've done all I can do, and the bad start outweighing the good, it's time for me to go.
Mhm.
Period.
Well, man, I've been hearing a lot of different things, but I would say when there's no respect there, it's time to jump ship. You know, when you start doing things that's out of pocket,
Yeah. That's like I said, that's any like
yeah.
that carryovers into any relationship. Like our relationship is probably over if you disrespected me in a way that I can't get over or you can't explain as our relationship is extended or whatever. So no, I like that one. That one's probably definitely a big key because it doesn't matter why we're in the relationship. It doesn't matter what our connection is. Respect is probably one of the biggest things that you carry with you as a person. I want to ask Cree though, when you talked about you know, the man being, you know, needing a place to stay or whatnot. What if the woman are, you know, they're staying in there because
Well,
maybe that's just a little bit more added security, or, you know,
that's
that
why I changed.
companionship is a little bit okay.
That's why I changed it and said the other person instead of putting a label in male or female, because I know how men feel sometimes when you just say the man, but obviously I'm a female, so I'm going to speak
Yeah.
from my perspective, which is a female
But
perspective.
and then you can, and that's just the honest part of it, is a lot of men are homeless out there living with women that are handling their business. If there was like, that's just the fact of the matter. I'm not even gonna sit up here and act like that's not the truth. Like friend group and everything, like
Couch
it's
to
just
couch.
yeah. From the
Yeah.
time that we were high school to now, it's been you know, the men continuously, you know, bouncing around the couch. That's, you know, that's my experience. I think if anybody was honest about their real life experience, that would be the same result they got, is what Cree's get.
And it's wild because I seen recently on Facebook there was a black guy living with like 4 white women,
Okay.
and he like, oh yeah, they all go to work, but I stay home.
Right.
I'm like, man, you hitting a major lick.
Maybe that's perfect for him.
You
Maybe
see how
that, maybe
you see how you said he hitting a lick?
yeah,
I'm
maybe.
assuming that means he didn't came up, right?
I mean,
You made it
it
into
just
a
doesn't look
positive, and
right.
that's not, yeah, that's not
It's
nothing.
to me, it would just be figuring out what your value system is then. Because I mean, if your value system is like you are more of a traditional man and you like to provide for your family and whatnot, then that wouldn't be for you, right? The person that's being thrown that in their lap is not gonna go that route. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not what you're about. You know, so I mean, that's good that that works for him, and I think I've seen,
That's a bum.
but yeah, I've seen the person you're talking about, but like, but why does he have to be a bum? Why can't he just be, you know, like I said, why can't it be a mutual, you know, agreement
Bum.
between all of the people? Because the way I looked at, that's what I was gonna say, is I've seen that person. I looked at the women he was with, and they're not women that I would even, you know, take a second look at. So if I was even being presented that, like, that's not something I would go for. It's not attractive to me.
But check this out. Recently, Shaq was just put on, I ain't gonna say put on blast.
Yeah,
but
he was highlighted.
he was highlighted on the
Yeah.
Breakfast Club by
Yeah.
a certain person saying that he had 4, 2
Yeah.
she thought was okay, and the other 2 wasn't so okay. And he's living in life, and he's the provider.
Yeah.
So he had one is probably living good, and the other one is probably.
Would you refer, would those 4 women be considered bums? You know what I mean? Like I say, I feel like
Wow,
yeah,
way to look at it.
yeah, because I feel like when the agreement is the agreement is the agreement. What are we? Nobody's a leech. Nobody's this. Nobody's that. I'm this and you're that, and let's just keep it pushing. Like I think we're so tied up in, I don't know, like how you're kind of wanting to, you know, kind of with kid gloves, be like, I didn't want to kind of give men the label of, you know, having been homeless or whatever, but that is the reality. A lot of niggas do be
It's
out
true.
here bad, off, and not having a place to stay. And it's way more likely for them. But like being honest with our situations, being honest with, you know, the way we're living and stuff. Like if Shaq was to be hiding them or sex trafficking them or doing some other shit, like that's where it starts getting weird, and you breaking the line, you doing bad. But like if that's what they want, that's what he want to see 4 bad women around him and they bad to him, and they keep him comfortable in certain ways that he likes, or keep his home in a certain way, then that's a mutual agreement for all parties. And I hope that everybody gets it equally.
So why are they looking at Shaq's situation a little bit different? Like it's a
I think
good.
I think people look at anything that's untraditional, right? Like you could, like the one that you brought up with the 4
Yeah, they
women.
looking at him crazy, like, oh, you know, what kind of thing is
And
this?
like
With
she
Shaq,
said
it's
to
like, oh
her,
yeah, go Shaq.
and to Cree, it's a bum. And it's like, and all things can be true. He can be a bum, right? But he can also be in like the perfect place for him, right? For him to grow as a person, for him to develop as a man.
Which him
type
though?
of life.
I
The one
having
that
4
he
women take care of him. What are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying. If that is best for him, and then women are also receiving in a way that's beneficial to him, then yeah, I got no problem with that. Nah, I'm not. You should more so question
I
the
don't
women.
have a
Like, hey, what
problem
are
with
you
it either because it's
receiving?
not me.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a great way to look
Each
at
his
it.
That
own.
is. Yeah.
She's like, I ain't in that box. It's good.
In
Right.
my opinion, he's still a bum.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. It
it's
is what
wild
it is.
because I see a lot of, I heard of a lot of guys through the shop. They're couch to couch.
Yeah.
You
It's
know,
not a joke.
every 2 months,
Yeah.
it's couch to couch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Straight
he's
up.
definitely a bum.
Yeah.
But you bums, you know what I mean? But what if it's agreed upon then? Can you
That's what I'm saying. I'm confused where it turns into a negative for anybody other than like the people that might have their outside understanding or experiences that they might project into their stuff. But like, it looked like happy home to me.
So does it does it matter the amount of women it is? Could it be just a man and woman? And
No, like I say, if those 4 women
no,
genuinely
just like a man and a woman, no other women involved.
Can-
How does it look when a man is still at home and the wife is going to work?
I think it's the same thing.
Same thing?
Yeah, same
Like
thing.
you
If,
had
you,
a
if that is something that you as a man feel comfortable with,
Mhm.
and you're providing in a way to your wife that she's comfortable with as well, do like whatever dynamics work for y'all, work for y'all.
Now
So,
hold
Cree,
on
would that
now.
still be a bump?
Did you just marry them? Nah, if they married, that's different. He might have a
That's different.
disability or something. Now you married, the whole married thing is for better or for worse. So if he fall on hard times, she's supposed to pick up the slack.
Yeah.
But if it's just somebody off the street she's just messing around with,
It's all right.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of agreement you got, but it shouldn't be one where you taking care of him.
So marriage will make it okay? Is what you're saying?
Absolutely. You're supposed
Cool.
to take care of each other in marriage. Got each
Okay.
other back. Yeah.
I could feel that.
Even if he starts feeling bummy to you, when do you end that?
Feeling bummy? What does that even
Yeah.
mean? Well, he just laying around doing nothing.
Yeah. Like I
And
guess
without having a
maybe
disability.
yeah,
That's a
jumping off
conversation.
for the first. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
I mean-
conversation, and that's counseling or something. You need help because you're not gonna be a bum on my couch. I don't care if we're married or not.
That'll work.
Yeah.
So, like, in a situation when it's time to go, though, like, how toxic should it be, or should it be one of the things like we gonna?
I think it fell right. I think she kind of transitioned right into it, like counseling, things like that. If you're not willing to do the self-help work that's required for us to maintain a good thing,
And get
then
better.
why are we in it? Yeah, then what are we in this for?
Why do we look at counseling as being bad? Like as Black people?
I don't know if people say it's bad so much as they feel like the access wasn't there or the understanding of what it is, and that's healthcare as a whole. I don't know if it's necessarily just your emotional health. So I think it falls right in line with our physical health, like how new it is to us in our generation, and
How new what
emotional health
is?
is even more. Mental
How new
health,
what is?
mental health.
Oh, okay. It's just coming to the forefront right now.
Yeah, we get a lot of. Well, I see a lot of it when they say the man doesn't want to go to counseling. He doesn't want to, let people in the business, or we can handle this centralized and take care of ourselves. I don't need nobody in the inside. Like, how do we get past that stigma?
Well, it's always been taboo for Black families. This has been like for generations and generations. Like stuff happened within the family, you don't talk about it. It gets swept under the rug, and we realize later on how much damage that does to the children, to everybody in the family. And I think it's still like a big thing now. You better not talk about our business outside of this house. Like with the kids, you would get your butt whipped. Like I raised my kids that way as well. So it's still a thing. So going to counseling, that means I'm putting my business out there, and now somebody else knows my business. So that's always been taboo. It wasn't until I got married that I started seeking counseling, because I'm like, we need some help. If we can't fix it, somebody gonna help us fix this, because I'm gonna be gone. Because one thing I value more than anything is my peace. And once my peace is disturbed, we're gonna have to do something better, or I'm gonna get gone. And it could be a good thing and a bad thing, because that for better or for worse, it's just words when you start being upset every day or bothered every day.
It ain't supposed to be for worse forever. It's for worse for a little bit.
I don't think that's what God intended.
Yeah, not yet. Yeah, you might have to go through trials with all things, but with some work, there should be happiness on the other side of that. I agree.
Absolutely.
In my situation, I did a male and a female counselor. It wasn't, because some people say it can be one-sided if you get a male siding with the man or the woman.
It just keeps going further into how fragile the ego is, whether it be the man or the female. I just, like, if we could get past our ego in the first place, you probably wouldn't be in a lot of situations where you would need counseling. You would be in a place of understanding, or trying to come from a place of understanding what that person is trying to, convey to you, express to you, project to you, and then can you receive it in a way, and then implement it in a way that's genuine and makes them happy and fulfilled. Like, at the end of the day, if you can't do those things at like the core of all of your relationships, Like you don't have a relationship. You know, it's a dictatorship. You're just orchestrating somebody to do something for you. It's like, you know, or you're paying them to do something for you. But like in a mutual relationship, man, it takes work. You know, it takes
It
work.
does. I know in my situation, I was kind of like hesitant to go into it, and then when we actually stepped into it, I seen how they actually structured, the whole thing, and I was like, okay, this can
Was
end
it
up
more
being.
like psychoanalyst stuff, or was it actual couples relationship? Was it built off of like some people have a lot of faith-based counselors and stuff?
Well, it came from both of them came from my congregation, but it was more like, they checked your history, your family on both sides, and things like that.
Make sure you pay your tithes. Make sure you was a part of the church. You gotta make sure you can't just walk in off the street. You know? Here's
It was never
counseling.
like that because the counseling was free.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was free. It was just that they were at it for years and they've been together for years. But at first, I was kind of like, nah, man, I can't let nobody go in here and here. I just knew that they wasn't going to be, it wasn't going to be balanced. It wasn't going to be even. I'm like, this ain't going to be
That's
right.
your ego, yeah.
Yeah, but then I had to put that down and then go
Yeah.
step in there.
Yeah.
And then when I did, I was like, okay, this could be a wonderful thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially like, letting those conversations come out of what's been said and all that, not holding back
Mhm.
and letting somebody give you a raw opinion of, you was out of pocket
Yeah.
for saying it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah. Tighten up.
yeah, tighten up, fix it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because it don't. That's the thing with men is that it's hard for us to realize when we've done wrong. It's kind of easier for us to like just go through things and maybe like if you told us, hey, you did this, fix it this way, that'd probably be easier for us than figure out what you did wrong, figure out how I want you to fix it for me, figure out how to not do it in the future, things like that. It's too many. It's too many options. Too many.
So, Creed, did you ever explore the option of like, what do you think about counseling?
Oh, I agree with counseling. I had to go to counseling several times. I think
Did you have a
counseling
male
helped me to
counselor or female?
become the person I am. I've had both.
Okay.
And they both were impartial. They didn't take a side or anything like that. But I do know that when we had spiritual counseling, it was centered around God and what God would want you to do, despite how you feel or what's happening. So I'd rather not go that route, in my personal opinion, because doing what God would have you to do is basically to what the man would want you to do. And for me, that didn't work because no matter what he did, I was just supposed to pray it and pray for him. And the praying wife's supposed to save the man. Yeah, it don't work like that.
It
If
sounds
he
like the
doesn't want the
traditional
help and
black
change
family, like you
himself,
said.
yeah, if he doesn't want the help and change himself, it's just not going to happen. Like, can nobody change a man besides the man himself? So, but that was like the counseling was centered around, just pray for him, be supportive. Like, yeah, no.
Are you Christian? Do you go to church?
I go to church. I'm not claiming any labels or titles. I believe in a God. I don't wholeheartedly believe in the Bible, as we spoke briefly about. Too many inconsistencies for me. Also, things that happen that no longer happen, and I've never seen happen. It's just hard for me to believe happen.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
more of
I just
a nature
wondered what
person.
made, and then was it through your church that maybe you had gotten introduced to the counseling?
No, it was my marriage. Like, I wanted to try to help save my marriage. That's what I'm saying. Before I end anything, like, I really feel like I've done everything I can do. So
Where did you meet the counselor though? I was wondering if it was
at
through the
church,
church.
yeah,
Oh, okay,
it
it
was
was
through
through
my
the church.
church. Yeah,
Yeah.
free counseling through my church.
And that makes me, because like a lot of families, black families are more traditional anyway. And like you said about the sweeping under the rug and not talking about our issues and stuff, it's like then when we do go out and ask for help, it's to our congregation, to our pastor, to our, to our fellowship. And then it's the same, like you said, it's the same thing. You end up being quiet about it, praying it away, nothing changes, the trauma gets repeated, so on and so forth.
So how long did it take for it to unfold before you said, okay, this is enough. It's time to end this relationship?
My
After
personal
counseling.
experience,
Yes, personal
he
experience.
actually divorced me.
Oh, okay. So you
Yes.
was gonna hang in there
I
then?
was not going to give up. I was really deep in church and God. I really believe when they said, if I pray for him, he'll get
It'll
saved
work.
eventually. And that's how I know it doesn't work, because it didn't work.
Well, can't you just blame it on that person? No, they
No,
wouldn't
I'm
do that.
not blaming. No, so I
I
don't want you
mean,
to think that I'm blaming it. I'm just saying that it didn't work. So I
okay,
did
okay.
what they told me to do. You know,
Hmm.
the instructions the Bible give you. I did all that. And again,
Didn't
if
work.
a person does not want to change, they will not change.
Yeah,
So
I had that situation.
yes,
It was kind
it
of
is
crazy.
what it is on that
Hard
one.
head makes for a soft ass.
Man, I'm telling
Yeah.
you, I
Well,
had to
I
walk through.
honestly, I don't believe that people are meant to be together forever. So that
Yeah,
whole lie right there was the first misconception of what marriage is. So it's going to work as long as both people are working to make it work.
straight up. Yeah.
If one person
Okay,
is
well,
not, then it's not going
go
to work.
ahead. So what about the people that have done it?
Have
What
what?
would you call that? Made it work and been together for a
Because
long
they
time.
never. So that means nobody gave up. So that's what I mean. So if both people, so a marriage is two imperfect people and creating a perfect relationship for themselves. That means nobody gave up. And as long as you don't give up, you're going to be together. And that's the
Yeah,
reality.
true.
So like
Yeah.
my friend's parents been together 54 years. And my friend want to pattern his life around them. And I'm like, I know you might think they happy, but let me go talk to the wife. Because I don't got to talk to the man. I go talk to the wife. And when I tell you, a lot of things she told me was basically, I learned how to respond. I learned how to respond. I'm like, so he
Mhm.
does what? He does this, he
Mm.
does that. Like he leaves and don't even tell her where he going or nothing. And
Wow.
instead of her getting mad though, he comes in and she has dinner ready. Like I said, oh, okay, I can see why y'all together. But guess who's
Yeah.
going to question, where you been? Why I ain't heard from you? It's me. And if he get
Yeah.
mad, it's an argument, but it shouldn't be
Yeah.
that way. You should be able to ask your mate, hey, or tell them, I would like for you to like at least check in and let me know. Like I was saying to you, like I know a
Transparency.
lot of men who don't do that. My
Mm.
sister
Yeah.
husband does not do that. That would drive me crazy. You being gone for hours and I don't know what's going on with you.
So like
But
you said,
like
he
she was
found a
telling
good thing
me,
for him, somebody that don't be on his ass and he be doing his thing. And that's great for them. That's perfect.
Crazy.
But seriously though, that is the type, like that's what if that is fine with them, then let that be fine. It's like so often do we say, well, yeah, but for me, this is what I want. So girl, why is that? Why you put up with that? You could have better, assuming that yours is better. And it's like this weird white horse to ride in on. It's like if they're fine with that, let them be fine. But now if you do see some, okay, this person is suffering in silence. This
Yeah.
is trauma. This person's not fulfilled, all, things like that. Then, yeah, maybe you
and
need to,
that's what I see.
yeah.
That is exactly what I see.
Suffering inside.
Yes,
Hmm.
and she explained how it bothers her, but she does not say anything because she knows it's not going to change. She said, I am proven to," and she basically said her response is how God would have her to respond, and
Hmm.
that's not with anger or strife on any of those things they consider sin. So, and I get it, I get
So for
it,
her, it's a trade off. For her, it's a benefit because for
right?
her, she
But
stays
she's
in
just
this
honoring
relationship.
God, what God would
At the
have
end
her.
of the day, she's going to be thanked forever, eternally, and that's
I
bravo
get
to
it.
them. Yeah, bravo to them.
I
Yeah,
get it,
it's
but
a safety
I
aspect
can
of it
assure
too,
you if
man.
the roles were reversed
Not for me.
and she disappeared for hours, it would be a
Oh,
problem.
it's a problem, right?
But she don't do that. She stays at home. She don't.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe she need to try it. Just
Long as the
go sit
man is
in
pleased.
go sit in the backyard and disappear for a minute. I'm thinking you out in the streets.
Say dip out.
You're
Dip
right.
out. That's what I'm saying. I'm wondering in those situations because that was the first thing we talked about was like, what does she benefit from the relationship that makes her stay?
Mhm.
Because I don't like as a consenting adult, you're not trapped. This isn't some. Again, you're not being sex trafficked or something. Like you have a way to get out. So why do you feel A maybe so stuck that you can't do anything about it, or that you can't change your behavior, or change his behavior, and all these things? But if that deeper if that deeper thing is a religion or God or something, oh boy, you'll go.
Or it can just be old school love. In
Maybe,
love.
maybe,
Get out of
I'm really,
here. Get
I'm
out of
maybe.
really
here
in
with
love.
that. Did you just
Well,
say love?
Like to
in
see it.
love,
In
like
Get
this
out of
instance,
here.
it wasn't. It
no.
seemed a lot more religious, but yeah, I like to see it. I like to see
Get
it
out of
because there are. I promise you, as many relationships are there is some situation out there where this woman just, that he has some woman is just she loves to do this thing where she fake complains about him going out all night, but he always comes home type of thing, and he loves her, and that's just what it is. That's just
Did you
that's
just
what
say
it is.
fake complain?
Yeah, Because if
What
she
is
really
that?
cared, then that would be a situation where like they are actually into it. They don't want to have this relationship growing anymore. It's like a thing that it's like a routine of getting into like, yeah, I fuss at him when he comes home late on
Did
Friday.
she really
And
don't mean it?
yeah, because like that's just who he is. She just like this when we say she learned how to respond. So she learned how to handle whatever the situation was she was dealing with. And this situation is something, I was saying
Yeah, I
something,
don't think
you
she
know, we
handled
want to
it.
have. Yeah, she's handling it. At the end of the day, when she gets her glory with God, who are you to say she didn't handle it? Because it didn't look
Glory
your
with
way.
God. What does that even mean? You're
There you
dead.
go. Now you question her
I'm
religion,
just
though.
saying. What is when she get
You
her
ask
glory?
her.
I
Ask
want you to
her.
tell me what does
You
that
told
even
me
mean?
her religion. You told me that she was
I know, but
doing this because of her devout
that was
Christian
what she
religion.
said. To me, these are
Okay, and
just
that's all I can
words.
go off of.
I know, but
That's
what
not
I'm
her
saying is,
religion.
Well, did she give you something more in depth to go by, Chris?
yes, so I'm just telling you, like, she just conditioned herself to not respond to things that bother her inside. And that is suffering in
Mm,
silence.
She's a
Regardless
good
of how
Christian.
she put it out to the world, I'm doing this unto God. To me, those are just words. Because if you're telling me it still bothers you, then are you really not suffering? I'm just, you would be unbothered, right? Y'all
Yeah, I
both like,
guess. I mean, she's bothered.
like what?
She's bothered by it. She's
well,
suffering,
I mean,
definitely.
Yes.
but does she handle everything like this outside of Christianity or her beliefs? Does she is she passive like that with a lot of things? That would be the question.
Well,
I
I'm
don't
not a
even think that would be
Somebody
the question.
somebody might bump into
I
her
think
at the
she's
store
staying
and
in a
she's like,
marriage.
"Oh, it's
I
okay,"
think she's
you know what I
staying
mean?
in a marriage that people from the outside would look in and say isn't a
No.
good one because of her Christian religion. That's at the end of the day. I think that's
Okay,
all
but
it
I've
is.
seen that without religion. That's what I'm saying. Like, is she like that if somebody bumps into her at the store? Is she gonna be like, "Oh, it's okay"? Is it like that? She's getting bullied at work.
There's a lot of different forms of manipulation.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of
Mhm.
women's years in a relationship,
A
and
lot of different forms.
it was crazy. You know what I mean? So
Religion's just
I can
one.
tell you when I first met her, because she likes to cook for her husband, breakfast, lunch, and dinner,
mhm.
every day. One time I went and talked to her and I was like, man, you do this every day. Does he ever cook for you? She's like, yeah, sure. When I'm sick. I said, you got to be sick. She was like, yeah, that's my kitchen. I love to cook, blah, blah. And this particular day, I guess he had left some dishes in the sink or something.
Mhm.
And I said, you want me to go knock them dishes out? She said, he left dishes in the sink again. I said, yeah, what's wrong with that? You clean after you cook, right? She was like, oh, I'm so tired of it. I said, tired of what? She was like, cooking and cleaning. I said, wait a minute. Didn't you say you love to do this? She said, I know, but I do it unto God. I don't even think about him
Oh, okay.
sometimes. And I'm like,
So she's authentic in that. She loves doing it because at the end of the day, it's for God's glory. It's not even for him. And that's
mhm,
maybe who she sees God's glory is through that man because that's what the religions obviously has taught us.
mhm.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay. Well, we define this in different ways, and we brought up love, so that'll bring us up to the next topic. Like, what's your definition of real love in 2025? Does
Hmm.
it really exist still?
That's tough because everybody's definition is going to
Real
be
love.
depending on what their whys are. Like that, like she just described one who their why seem to be more God, religion based, more than it even mattered about the man.
Mhm.
So it's tough. That's tough to figure out what your why is, what love is for you.
I mean, yeah, because you have some people that come into it and like within the first couple of months, like month or something, oh, I love you, versus
I think you
I'm
can love somebody into if you're actively going into
What?
a relationship with somebody that you feel is being their authentic self to you and you love that. How can you why wouldn't you love somebody? I think 8 weeks of continuous growing and trying to grow to know somebody, 8 weeks is a long time to grow to love to be like, yeah, I do love you.
I
That I
think
don't
that's
think
a
it's
whole
that.
crack of bull crap.
I was about to say, I don't know about that
I think
one.
now I
That's
think
a
there's
whole
levels of
lie.
love.
That's a
I think
whole
there's levels
fantasy.
of love, but I think when you say I love somebody, I don't think that it's this, we slicing our hands blood of type of thing. But
Why
like
not?
I love you, Phalon. How long have we known each other?
Yeah, we've known each other a long
But how
time.
many interactions and exchanges have we had like outside of Barber College? Like right, just a handful. But I love you, bro. I know what type of
Yeah.
man you are. I know what
I
type of
like that.
I know you. And it didn't take more than 8 weeks of like continuous, bro. What you
Mhm.
doing?
Yeah.
DMs, reels, text message. Let's go bowling. Let's go. It didn't take all that, bro, to know that you were thorough for me at least, and that's just the way that I view love. But like I said, I don't know. There can be a lot of different levels. There can be the level of, I say, forever, no
We are
matter if
talking
you
about
even treat me
romantic
bad.
love, right? Are we talking romantic love, or are we just talking about
Well, it's
surface
Yeah,
level?
romantic,
we can
but
go
he
or
was
we can go romantic love too, but I do feel the same things apply. I feel like if two consenting adults are actively participating and growing to know each other and being authentic to each other and but no boundaries, whole people, not trauma filled, like not projecting. 8 weeks is, I mean, that's not 8 weeks is nothing to fall in love. Now, are we deeply, madly in love? We want to start a family, we want to live together. Like, nah, but I can say,
But some people
man,
be
I gotta
pulling it
love
off
you.
though. Like it's like, oh,
And some people,
this
and then
my,
some people it
I've
works.
never felt like this before in my life.
And they might not
You
have
have
it.
a lot of life
Lies.
ahead of you.
And they might not
There's that's impossible. You can't love me like that.
They might not
Yeah,
have. That might have been the best experience for
I'm gonna have to
humanity.
respectfully disagree with Jay.
Elaborate on
I
that,
mean,
please.
because I don't think in no way, form, shape, or fashion you can get to know somebody in 8 weeks. You can get to know their representative. I don't think
That
now.
trauma
Now let me say
talking.
this.
That
Let me say
trauma
this
talking.
because I don't really know Phalon for 8 weeks. I guess and we're hanging out and we're in direct contact. I do believe there are some genuine people who show you who they are the first time and up front, but majority of people don't, and that
That's
just has been
trauma
my
though. But if
experience.
that's the way that you go into every relationship, then you aren't one of the people that I'm talking about. You're not an
Well, I
active
don't.
participant that has all their boundaries down, that is going in whole and trauma and being them authentic selves. You're somebody that is holding back, trying to make sure that you are getting what you are needing from that person, whether it be their authentic self, knowing that they have their boundaries down, whatever. And I understand that in you, but I'm
I'm
just
not
saying I
really
don't feel
sure
like
how
what
you
you're
got that
describing
out of what
is
I
what
said. I'm not really sure how you got that out of what I said.
you just described, that you were coming in saying that you are getting somebody's representative. So why would you be yourself?
That's not what I said. That's what you heard.
Okay.
The
I
fact
didn't
that you
say
said
that.
you were going in and getting that you were
I
getting
just said
somebody's
in my.
inauthentic self didn't fall into my category, because I said again, if both people had both boundaries down, non-trauma, we're coming in active participants, consenting adults, trying to actively get to know each other for
But
this
how do you
for
know
this.
that?
There you go. That's trauma. I'm
No,
not.
I'm
That's your
saying, how do you?
hypothetical, and
No,
you
no,
can
no.
add that.
That's a
You
real
can.
question. How do you know that?
You know
And
that
and
based
I'm
on
I'm
every
saying that
scenario, but
because go
you
ahead.
know that based off of every individual relationship that you're going into, but the ideal scenario should still be that two consenting adults that are full and whole are going into this together. I'm not sure how that's a disagreement.
I mean, I can't.
No,
Go ahead, Chris.
no. What I'm saying is, okay. So you are speaking from your experience.
No, I'm not saying that everybody is going to every relationship acting like they are being their complete authentic selves. I'm just saying in the hypothetical what we're describing, I'm saying that in the situations where two consenting adults are doing those things, I don't see how it isn't unrealistic that in 8 weeks y'all aren't growing to love each other, or saying that.
It's a lot of factors that's going to take place.
But what I
Okay.
described, I feel like are the foundations of that. If we are both coming in as two whole, healed people that aren't saying, I don't know if this dude's being his real self, so I'm gonna just hold on to look like, again, if we're being whole selves, being authentic with each other, I don't see, like I said,
So
our
then,
All right.
boundaries are
Let me
down. We're going, yeah,
let me
we're going
rephrase
in
my
whole.
response because I think I got what you're saying now. Um, Okay, first of all, love is a choice, right? So, absolutely, you can choose to love somebody in 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, because it's a choice you'd have to make continuously every day, right? So, I don't attach love to a feeling because feelings change. They up, down, emotions be all over the place sometimes. So,
100%.
if you're choosing to love a person, absolutely, you can choose to love them the day you meet them. Absolutely agree with that. That is a choice, though. So love is not a magical feeling all over my body. That's lust and all kind of other things. But
It
it's
can be
actually,
both. It can be both, but love can be a multitude of
but
things,
if
can.
you're saying I love you, you're making a choice to say I love you, and I'm gonna do
But like
whatever
you
to
said,
show you
words are
that.
words. But if I'm actively doing the things that show love, like I said, we are coming in healed. I am sharing with you my life. You're sharing with me yours from day one, because we're healed people. I'm not holding back thinking that you're giving me a representative. Neither are you. We're both growing together in this. We're both communicating
What about the
openly.
things that you encountered in your past?
But
How
no, there
do
you're going again. You're adding things that that okay, if it's hard for you to address those things, then you might not be fully healed to be in this relationship where we are doing that thing. Not saying that you're not needing to be in this relationship, but just saying that in the hypothetical that I'm talking about, two people are healed, right? Like I would assume, Cree, that you've gone through the therapy, you might be on the path to healing or healed from your marriage, right? Or no, and
I'm
that would be something
absolutely
that we
healed from both of them.
and see, and there we go. So we would figure that out at the beginning. But if you think that I'm giving you a representative from the jump, maybe you're
See,
not
that's
healed.
where you got
That's
me.
what I'm
That's where
saying.
you misconstrued
Yeah,
it.
because go
I'm not
ahead.
saying that I think I'm getting a representative. I'm speaking from my experience when I say that. What I'm saying, I'm going in as me regardless. And I give whoever's coming the benefit of the doubt regardless, because I'm going to give you the 100%. I'll let you mess it up and bring it lower based
Yeah,
off
I'm
of
like
how
that.
you act or react. Now,
Yeah.
but we talking about love, right? So in your scenario, which I believe is to be possible, you know, but again, I have not experienced it, so I don't even know if it's possible. But let's just say it's possible because we hypothetical. Have you experienced that with somebody?
Where you
Y'all both came
actively,
in, both healed, and you loved them within 8 weeks.
No,
And
I haven't.
no,
No.
not at all.
absolutely. So it's like we
Mm-mm.
are really talk. So when I sit around people and they have a point, which you have a point, and I believe it to be possible, but if we never experienced it, doesn't mean it never happened. I
But
just
you
find it
just, so
hard
you
to believe
agree,
that.
you just find it hard to believe that it's common, that it's,
There you go.
yeah.
That's it.
So
I'm
she
not.
agrees. She
Yeah,
actually does
because
agree.
love is a choice. I can choose to love tomorrow. I seen him today, the date today. I can say, I'm gonna make this choice to love this man. And most of the time, that's what women do. I don't think they fall in love. I think they choose to love because
Well,
they
you
want
can't
it.
say most women now, but then say
I
it's
didn't
a
say
rare
most.
common
I
I said
can
occurrence.
that's what
I
I
can
think
say
some
most
women
women
do.
because
But you can't say that and then say on the other side that like, hey, this is such a common, rare occurrence that people actively love each other in this way rather than lust. But then be like, well, but most women actually do it. You can't have both of them.
I've always gotten it before I gave it out.
Yeah.
I've always got the I love you before I can
I'm
say
sure
I
most
love you.
people would sit up here and say that. I'm sure like what she was describing is like, yeah, you might get somebody's represented. I'm sure everybody would be like, I come in as myself, man. I come in and be real because I know that's not nothing I can change. And da-da. So it's the same thing. Everybody's coming in thinking they're being a certain way, and they probably are just putting the best foot forward, not showing them their worst foot. Like that's
Yeah.
it. Like, but you also don't want to lead with your worst foot.
Yeah, I mean, I've
Yeah.
always been in that scenario and it's just been kind of tricky. You know what I mean? It's like I don't know what part to trust. Like I don't know what you've been through, or you know,
Yeah.
like me, like I don't know like how to say that you're giving me something that you've never given another person. So I need to see how authentic you are with this.
It's such a rare thing, I guess. So rather than literally asking them for the things that you're wanting, you would just have to go about being who you are and just hope that they're fulfilling you in those ways. And then like once you feel like once y'all like each other enough to maybe make those compromises or like y'all feel like y'all have those emotions, then maybe those like, hey, I don't really like it when you do this thing. Could you change?
But see, no, but I can voice that opinion from
Off the
jump,
rip,
off the rip. Like I'm gonna let you know that part of it off the rip. It's just that I might have a issue with trusting what people say faster than most people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
You gotta show it.
you're gonna have to show me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
And
need to
does that
know.
mean he coming in with trauma?
No, like I 100% do. Yeah, I feel like whatever it takes to show somebody that still could be shown in the 8 weeks. If you're like I said, if you are coming in whole and that person is coming in whole, and let's say that person just checks the boxes for you, the things that you're like, damn, this is. You can't tell me in 8 weeks that you'll be like, no, I'm not gonna love them just because it's 8 weeks. And Jay was right.
I can honestly tell you,
I
I'm
can say
not
that.
going to love
Then
you.
that's trauma. Then that's literally trauma saying that everything has
That's a
because everything has
choice.
checked the boxes for my. Well, it's a choice to not love them, right? So it's the same
Yeah.
thing. You literally have
Yeah.
fallen for it. You're choosing not to, but the
Yeah.
person has checked all the boxes for
Yeah.
you. That's just
Not enough
trauma
time.
talking. Literally
But
trauma
listen to
talking.
listen to what you said, and listen to what Phalon said. He said that I'm gonna let them know up front. Well, that's a mistake to begin with, letting them know, because now they know what you're looking for, and which is a lot of people do that.
What,
They
that
say
I
this
don't
is what I'm
love you?
looking for, and then
That I don't love
She
you?
coming from trauma.
No, she's talking about me.
No,
But
I'm
that's what
coming
I'm
from
saying.
my experience. I'm coming
Yeah,
from
but
my
it's,
what I
it,
call experience, you call trauma. It's coming from my experience
Did it
because
feel
I've been
good when they did
played.
that to
I've been
you? Did it feel good when you're doing what you're describing? Did it feel good when that happened to you, Creep?
Do what feel good?
Whenever you're doing what you're describing Phalon to be in right now, did it feel good when that happened? Like, no, it
I
didn't
don't
feel
have
good
no
to you. It was
feelings
a negative.
attached. I don't have no feelings attached. I'm
Okay.
just
Like
having a
me, I'm
conversation.
just not a person that's gonna believe it all top like that. You know what I mean? Because you've had a lifestyle before me. Okay, because I'm a firm believer in like they'll tell you a woman to tell, oh, he has good sex or whatever that can keep him. But after I leave, you're gonna tell somebody else just the sex is good. You're gonna tell them this is good and everything's
Speaking
gonna
That's
be
from
your
bad.
that's
trauma,
your trait.
Why did it have to be trauma? It's I'm
that's
like you
what your
said.
friend is saying.
I'm saying experience.
Because literally if you can call it experience or whatever, but if you're literally carrying that thing to the next one and saying, well, yeah, I'm watching for this next person to be this specific
But
thing,
that's
and
not
if
what we're
they do,
saying.
then that's your experience.
But we're
Yeah, but
not
I'm
saying
not.
we're watching for anything.
Well,
But
like I
you
said,
can't tell
I just
me.
asked him. I just
No,
asked him if it checked every box for you. He said even after 8 weeks, he would just be like, no, I would choose not to
This is
love
the thing
them. Think
about it.
about that. That's not trauma.
Yeah,
How
but
do y'all say that's not
that's
trauma?
not trauma.
I
it's
literally
not.
love you. You
Listen,
check
that's
all the
being
boxes
smarter
for me.
than you was before.
There you go. That's trauma.
That's
So they
proceeding
tricking
with
me better.
caution.
They're tricking me better than ever.
But check
That
this
trauma's
out.
not talking. I'm just talking from
It's not trauma.
experience. That's
Just
crazy.
Yes,
maybe
speaking from
my
experience.
list, maybe it's not 8 weeks for me. Maybe it's longer than 8 weeks.
That's cool.
And maybe my list is longer than others. But
So there you go. So then they didn't check your list then. So why are you changing my hypothetical?
because it's your hypothetical.
So you changed my hypothetical to fit yours, but I'm saying if they check all of your boxes in the 8 weeks, you would still say at 8 weeks, you know what? It's just too soon to have been this right for me.
Yeah,
I will not love, and that's what I'm saying. That is trauma.
No,
It don't matter if it takes 10 years or 8 weeks. If they
you
check
might
all
call
your
it
boxes,
trauma.
they check all your
I would
boxes.
call it awareness because I'm being aware of what's going on.
You don't want to get hurt again because if you love them, they'll hurt you if they're not being truthful for these last 8 weeks. And it's only been 8 weeks and they haven't been it long enough. That's trauma, bro.
Yeah, but what if that person?
Okay, as long as you agree, we can continue after that.
No, that's not trauma.
Yeah, it's
I don't
not
agree
trauma
with that.
because what if
I'm never
if
going to
that's
agree
what
with that.
What if that's what that person is just used to doing? You see what I'm saying? Trying to play like she's satisfying that every need, every urge, whatever you might have, and then later on when you hit that
How does she know that's all of your boxes? How does she know she checked all of your boxes? And one of your boxes might, in this hypothetical, be that yeah, you got to do it. Then you got to do it for 18 weeks or whatever.
Yeah,
but
I have a lot of boxes.
That's fine. That's fine. But like, even at the end of that time, are you like your trauma at some point is still going to be like, damn, she checked all the boxes to this point. What? All right, one more day. One more day. All right, where do it stop then? If it ain't 8 weeks, where do you say? All right, check off.
When he ready to stop it.
Because I love.
But how can it be ready to stop it when it's later? But I can't do it 8 weeks or sooner. It doesn't make sense.
Because it's just it makes sense to me.
You said 8 weeks or 6 months or a year.
What's the difference? If they can hold it up for 8 weeks, they can hold it up for 6 months.
That's the thing.
I've already agreed with you. A person can choose to love somebody
100% actively. And that's what I'm saying. That I don't understand why he's not understanding. You are actively choosing not to love them
the
at
same
8
way
weeks,
you can
even
choose
if they
not
check
to.
out the box. Exactly. So you're in the same boat.
No,
you're in the same
y'all
boat.
just
You're
going
in
back
love,
and forth, but it's just your choice.
See, look,
because I can let it go like that because I'm not there yet. I haven't had nobody to. They say you haven't really loved nobody until you've been
basically loved, you got to show and prove.
I mean, yeah, because you might just say, okay.
You're saying for you and yourself that you haven't felt that emotion enough to be like you feel that way about somebody.
Let me throw up.
I get what you're saying if that's the situation, but I think most people have loved someone.
I've had women
and
by
I still ain't told the definition of love though.
What is it? What's the definition of love? And it's 2025. Things have changed. Like, what would be the definition that we would go by?
I think the definition of love for me would be freedom.
Freedom?
Yes, freedom to be me.
That's dope.
That's a good one.
I love that because I'm big.
To allow you to be you, whatever that looks like.
Yeah, I'm big on that.
We can say that's one box.
But that covers a lot.
What is these boxes? What?
No, he said if it's checking a box, that's pretty easy.
Well, I'm saying that covers a lot of stuff though. Like,
if I come in and say, you know, Creed, I think we can be together. I'm gonna give you all the freedom that you need and still love you in a way. We done.
Well, no, because also that like passiveness, she's probably gonna want somebody that actively loves you, right? So you want somebody that wine and dines you, maybe takes you on dates, does things. You're not just gonna sit back and let her orchestrate everything. But freedom might be that, yeah, I want to sit back and be treated like a queen. Sometimes it's a balance too.
Free. What comes with your freedom?
I really like how y'all was going back and forth. I just said it though. freedom to be me, like my authentic self, whatever that looks like. So
sometimes space, sometimes close. Sometimes like it's a balance. And you
yeah,
gotta know that person.
it to me, it's healthy to allow a person to be who they are, like, and not try to control them. So if you're a person who likes to do podcasting or go play baseball or go swing dancing or whatever, I'm not going to try to control you, your time, or anything like that. However, I mean, I would want us to spend time together, but I'm not going to have those demand. I won't be like that demanding person. Like, I will allow you to be you, whatever makes you happy. And you should
Somebody
be
that
able to come
actually
to
wants
me.
that, yeah, I was gonna say somebody that actually wants that knows for themselves how that fills them up too. So they know how beneficial it is for them to have their own things and have stuff too.
Yeah, I believe in freedom.
Absolutely.
And that's
I'm big on it. I think that's like one of the biggest things. If a man can get out of that control aspect of like wanting to be in a relationship, oh my God, that's the big. And it's
the control aspect.
Yeah,
of wanting
because
to be in a relationship,
not
or
wanting of
controlling
what
the
they
relationship?
of how they are in relationships or how most men are in relationships with women of control. I feel there's an analogy I always use. It's like when you have a flower, a pretty flower. If you love this flower, you don't go pick it. Yeah, you don't go pick it and put it in a vase.
Okay,
you know,
so
you just you make sure the environment around it is nurtured. You make sure it's safe. You make sure
you just give it all the sun they can get,
and you get so that it can be its best version for you. Right? And that's what you hope that then in turn they give that to you.
I believe in freedom. Like I'm a person that says, like, if my chick says she wants to go on a cruise, hey, go ahead and do your thing.
Mm-hmm.
But
what does that look like every day? Like to actually love
because
somebody.
I'm gonna have to love you enough to have that trust. So
yeah, exactly.
In order to build that trust, guess what's gonna happen? It's gonna take a long time.
It would have took a lot of your consistency.
So now I got to figure out the love portion of it, where the love
and the trust part, and
I got to trust you before I can love you.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? So my list is going to be a little.
So once you're there, it's no problem. Once you are in love with this person, it's no problem to give them freedom.
Well, yeah, but it's going to take a lot.
Straight up.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's gonna take a lot of focus.
I understand. I understand. You've seen a lot, been a lot.
Sound like you need to go back. Go. You in counseling now?
For me? No, do I need it?
I don't know. I don't know. We just got to keep having some more conversations. Then I.
He got to share a little bit more because he is like, it's ridiculous that I'm going to be in love, and that's crazy, bro. Because you're such a gentle soul. Like I don't see how you can't find more people that like you.
Oh, I understand that I'm not like, and that's the problem. I've heard it too soon, I think. Yeah. So it just makes it like
we are a rare breed.
Believable.
We are a rare breed.
A person says, "Oh, I love you," or it's just like, "What you up to?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What's your next?
Let me figure out what this love is really about.
Yeah.
And I've used it as a weapon in the past when I was younger.
Yeah.
Or like pure, total the wrong way.
Right.
And they did some things. I'm like, well, I can't respect you after that. You know what I'm saying? So. Could that be trauma?
It's 100% trauma. And all these things sound trauma based to me, but that's.
Do you love yourself?
Oh, I love me.
But do you love yourself too much? Now that's the boom. Now that's too much.
Wait, too much. Wait.
I was say I love me is about as much as I know that I can love.
You can be selfish in this world. Not saying.
So can you love somebody the way you love
yourself too much?
No, you can never love somebody else like you love. No, I actually do. I think you actually love more. I think you actually do end up loving more people in this world than you do yourself. Because there's like people that I would do, like my child, my wife, my mother. Like there's people that I would do way more for them than I would for myself.
I was once told that I love my kids more than I love my other significant other. That should be a difference, right?
100%.
Right. And I was blamed for that. At one point.
Yeah, and I can see that dynamic
more
too.
Than you love me, and I was like,
wait. You made those children with that person?
Mm-hmm.
Wait.
Oh, go ahead, Boom. Go ahead.
Did you just say that you love your children more than you do your mate?
I was told that.
You did? Oh, somebody just told you that.
Somebody allegation.
Find some truth into that?
And you said, was it some truth?
Yeah. Did you find some truth into that?
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, nah. I love them totally. I love this person for being my mate, and I love my children for my children. I didn't know, coming up, I didn't know how to make it a difference, like to say, like, oh, I love, let me turn the love meter this way. No, it was.
Who was saying it? Was it the mate?
It was the mate. Yeah.
So then the mate must have felt, lack of love in a way in which you poured into the child.
And I'm thinking I got a gallon to pour. I didn't understand how that was.
You was pouring enough.
But you do believe in the hierarchy of the Christian system, right? God, mate,
Correct.
children, everybody else.
It's
Yuck.
yeah, it's there, but I was
Yuck.
actually doing it in the manner of
Right.
that until
Were you?
I
Because
was
if you
told.
were, would she be complaining?
Well, maybe she just liked to complain.
Maybe that's the freedom and power that she felt like the relationship
She
gave
was
her,
just,
and
because
then rather than to fall in line.
honestly, look, like the dealer at the table, when you show your hands and you walk away from saying, I was like, hey, what can I do? She couldn't explain it, but I was offended because I've never heard that before.
And to be that way about your own child.
Well, let me say
that was
this,
wild.
because I don't think it has nothing to do with the children. So a lot of times, we
That's
as
what I'm talking about,
humans,
creeping.
we speak, we complain about things that we think, that we see, instead of just saying what we would like or what we want. So instead of her saying, hey, I think you love the kids more than me, she should say, I would like for you to do this
XYZ.
more with me.
Yeah.
I would like just kind of tell you what she would like, so that she can feel that love that you were possibly giving the kids that she didn't think she was
Yeah,
giving.
what she did.
And even in hindsight, you just
Well,
don't.
do you think that this is a question. Do you think that your mate can be jealous of you in a relationship?
1000%. It's like,
How does that work though? Like, I will never be
sometimes,
jealous of my significant other. I don't understand.
right? Like that's an emotion that is like a person emotion, but I guarantee you that it's found in relationships.
That's
at some
crazy.
point.
Yeah, I've been a victim of it.
All
No,
you
I
gotta
can.
do
I
is be
understand.
human, and it can be found in you.
Yeah, it's hard to.
But
Yeah.
in your mate though,
It doesn't. All you have to do is be human. It doesn't even matter.
wow.
Like,
People
you'd
are
be
so
surprised how many people are envious. Your parents can be envious of you. Your children,
100%
like,
success, happiness.
can
Oh, you
be your
happy?
sister,
And they
your
just
brother. So what's any different with your mate?
nagging. Yeah.
There's no
Yeah, I
difference.
can, but I mean, because that's supposed to be the person that loves you.
Right. It's supposed
Well,
to
they
be, but
all
like I
supposed
say,
to
we're
love
not
you.
talking about. Yeah, we're not talking
Yeah.
about the good one situations. We're talking about the ones in which your mate is jealous of your ass, but
That is wow.
you got the new gig, or you got the whatever, you came
Well,
up,
we
you happy.
supposed to be like this. You
Supposed
You're
to
we're
more
coming
be.
popular
together.
than me.
That's all I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Let's take it. Okay,
Yeah.
popular is
All that.
but
You got more
like
fame,
you're my
success.
person, so why are you jealous of me? You
You
have
get
what
more
I have.
attention than me.
It could be all that.
You're supposed to. You're the female. You're more beautiful than you're beautiful.
No, but you're
That's
getting
my
more
person.
attention. So I don't like
And,
it.
and to them, it ain't supposed to
Dang,
be
that's
like that.
wild. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
And,
Well, I guess I need to put that on my love list to check that.
and to me, it's like there's enough success for everybody 10 times over.
That's why I didn't understand it. Like, it was crazy.
So
man.
good things could happen, but no, I think that freedom was, I think that's the biggest, that the definition of love, that freedom,
Mhm.
boy, because like if you have a hold of that thing, if you are attached to that thing, and to be able to let it loose, like I say, give it a safe environment, to be able to create a space for it to feel nurtured, all that, I think that is the core, the root of the definition of love. It should be, at least in 2025, the way things have been going. Yeah, the way things go. The more we've learned about reality and life, and the way things are built to control you, manipulate you, have you in, freedom. Freedom.
Well, I mean, I was trying to give that person their honest shot. I mean, I love that person for being that person.
And they held up for
my
8 weeks,
kids,
and they couldn't get you.
And they couldn't get me.
They held up for 8 weeks and couldn't get
No
you.
win. You know what I mean? So in
He
this
said
day and
8
age,
weeks like it's 8 years.
2 months now.
no, he said 8
just
weeks.
bring
Like
it
that's
up,
the
'cause
mark.
that's
Like if you don't
that's-
make it at the 8 weeks, we're not gonna make it. 8
I just
weeks,
think
That
you
ain't
do
even
that, we're
3
not
months.
gonna make it. Yeah, I don't love you. This over.
Yeah, 8 months, cool.
Well, I don't know. Right now, I'm recently trying to determine that I might need to go seek some counseling, like Chris said. I might need to check that out.
Maybe you shouldn't be thinking about marriage either. It's like your expectations are like way up here. You might need to.
Oh no, I'm not thinking about marriage. No, I gotta find A1 first before I can even think about marriage. Again. I just got out of mine in November. I'm like, I need to revamp this thing. Probably need to
Oh,
go
you
on
just got
vacation.
out of a relationship in November of last year?
My stuff ended up in November of last year. Yeah, so I'm freshly out. Can you even get married quick?
I think you can get married
After 2 months, after 8 weeks.
Yeah, you have time to.
Oh,
There's
no,
no
you can go.
limit. You
I
can
was
do
trying to
whatever
hold
you
this
want
thing
to.
out. I need to revamp the plans and figure out my love. What they call it?
Your love language.
My love language.
Love language?
Yeah.
Do you
I
know
need
what your love language is?
I don't know yet. I got to figure this thing out. What's yours, Chris?
Mine's is physical touch
Physical touch.
and
I was about to
quality
say
time.
spooning.
Excuse me.
Until you want your freedom.
I was about to say spooning. You know what I mean? Quality time.
Spooning. I love
But
spooning.
Yeah, see, watching some good old
Holding
TV.
hands, hugging, physical touch.
I
Straight
gotta
up.
get used to that. Yeah, I might be
You
lacking
got to
Let
that.
get
me
used to
love
being
on you.
touched.
Let me love on
You
Yeah,
got to get used to being touched.
you.
yeah.
Straight up.
Hmm.
See, I need to go see counseling first. I'm gonna go get fixed,
You gotta
y'all.
fix
Man,
you.
who
Fix you first.
traumatized you? What is going
What?
Fix
on?
you.
Ain't nobody traumatized me. I'm aware of my surroundings.
Fix
You
you
know,
first.
I
Fix
just came out of this situation. It wasn't, it didn't end well. I think I got a D plus in it.
Or was there some
Um,
physical abuse?
oh heck, nah, I don't,
Oh, okay.
nah, I
Well,
Well,
don't,
you
I
know, I'm
can't.
fresh out too. I think it's been
Mr.
seven
How,
days.
how long you been released? Oh,
Oh,
you said
7 days
7.
released.
Bruh. Fresh out.
How long you paroled out, man? It
Mm,
was a while.
mm.
Oh, 7 days, friend. 7 days.
That's
Okay.
crazy.
7 whole
That
days.
7.
Well, we live in an age of social media. Internet is running rampant right now, and it's a hot girl summer. So now I have a woman on here. I gotta ask, and then I'm gonna definitely get your opinion, Jay.
It's a hot girl summer.
Should women listen to the cosmetic request of men? What do you think about that, Crane? Should we like
Um,
listen? Is it too much?
you can
Is it
listen
like,
to it's just words. You just hearing it. Sure, you should listen to your man.
yeah, but what if you're trying to recruit this person? Like I'm trying to get, I'm trying to find somebody out there and everybody's looking the same. We can't find certain things and certain things that you're looking for. If you make their request, they're like, nah, you like this.
Well,
You
then that's
yeah.
not the person for you. I think as an adult, you like what you like, and I don't have no. I could care less what a person like. But if you yourself say this is what I want from whoever you with, and she's saying, nope, not doing that. I don't want to do that. Then that's not your person, in my
Well, the
opinion.
pool was real small though, but like to date from, like that dating pool, that's just that.
Just get
The
your
pool,
chips and then you dip. Just dip, man.
I've
Just
already told
call
you,
it quits
lower
right
your
there.
standards, friend.
Lord, my, you think I got high standards? Come
No,
on,
I'm
man.
just saying. I'm just playing with you when I say that.
I'm gonna go
But
outside.
You saying
Get
it's
that.
hard out there? Is that what
It's
you're
hard
saying?
out there. I mean, because I'm hearing a lot of the fellas talking about, they're looking for certain things, and that it's like it's not the same
Niggas
women
the
from
worst
the
ones to listen
'90s,
to.
but it's a lot of single men that's looking for
They
women,
still
and
single.
are they
they have
really looking for women? Are
yeah,
they?
They looking for
yes, yes,
something else.
of course.
Uh,
We in the shop,
I
so
was a
I'm
part of
hearing
a black dating group, and a lot of the men in that group were messing around with a bunch of, and the women were messing around, and everybody talking about they looking for love. Love and sex are not the same thing. So some people are just not real honest with themselves, and they're not going to say what they're actually looking for. And then some people are actually looking for love, and
Mhm.
then because it becomes convenient, they take what they can get, which is temporary.
wow.
So love, like I said, is a choice you have to make over and over again when you choose the person and that person chooses you.
Getting
So
some discount love sound
Okay, well,
like 50% off love.
there was a survey taken, right? They asked 10 men and 10 women. They asked the men what type of woman they like. The men gave a certain answer. They turned around and asked the women the same question. The women answered and said, I do this because this is what the men like. And when the interviewer told the women, I was like, no, this is what men said. They said immediately that the man was lying. How do you combat that?
I'm going to say this. I don't know why men and women lie so much, but especially men.
Them numbers don't.
You just gonna throw us under the bus like that? You think you
Men
gonna? I
lie,
heard
women
that.
lie,
So
numbers
look,
You
don't.
said
this is how I
especially
look at
men.
it, because both things can be true. So both things can be
Two
true.
things can be right at
A
the
man
same
can
time.
have a preference and say, I would want a natural woman, natural hair, natural beauty. I hear that all the time from men.
Hmm.
But then I see the woman on their arm. She has the long weave, the butt injections, the uplift. I mean, so it's like,
Okay.
you say you want this, but this is what you Google eyeing, and this is what's on your
But
arm.
if that
And
okay, so if if you're looking for a Lexus and there's nothing out there but Hummers, but you want a Lexus, and you just so happen to go out there and you need this ride, you're like, you know what? I can't find this Lexus. I'm just gonna go ahead and jump into this Hummer.
Man, if it's on
and
a
that's
Lexus
how
and
both
Hummers, I
things
gotta
can be
get a
true.
Hummer.
That's how both things can be true. You just explain how
So,
both things can be true. I can't find
but
what I'm
you
looking
have to make
for,
a
but
decision
she
on
The
that.
like
problem
me.
is that it ain't
I
that
like
simple.
her.
That's the problem. The problem is that it ain't that simple, that it's way more complex, and that people could just decide, nah, I'm not gonna go for the Lexus, I'm gonna go for the Camry,
Okay.
the
But
Toyota
you can't
That
tell
Avalon.
me,
happens. That
check this out.
happens.
You can't tell me that there's a woman that's going out on a Friday night, way in Arlington, Texas, and that there's a man going out and he's leaving from Prosper, Texas, and he's going to the club. That woman is in the mirror saying, I'm gonna put these lashes on for this dude.
I'm gonna put my best foot
I'm gonna
forward.
put, yeah, but the man is like at home, like I'm going out, I'm gonna look for the most natural woman.
But he not. It's not like he going out there in his most natural state either.
What can he do?
What you mean? As far as what he
He
wants?
can lie about his probably his house,
Yeah.
his vehicle that might be not parked in the parking lot. He can lie about those type of things. Who that? But your rep, like here come the representative. Your representative is hitting that club. They're gonna pay that fee, get into that bar, whatever that location is, and you guys are passing, and you guys are gonna meet. Her representative is different.
I mean, but that's at the
He's gonna
club.
come-
If
you're
you're
gonna
going
see-
into the club, that's what you should be able to expect, is something like that.
Okay.
Like, and maybe you ran into that same person at a grocery store, and then you caught them in their natural state, and you still like what they are. Like, it's the same thing. You would still, you would still holler at them.
That inbox is heavy because now you're trying to talk to this person, and she like, I'm not gonna say anything because I'm not looking right. My appearance is not right.
Nah, it touches on what we touched on last week. Is that, like you said, there's a lot of people that are in DMs that wouldn't talk to those people in real life once they saw them in real life. There's a lot of faking and flashing on social media. So what you do see them out, whether they're dressed up or dressed down, and you do like them, go for it. Go for it.
Yeah, but you shooting your shot, and she's
Give
like,
advice
and don't say it.
one-on-one.
Did somebody hurt you for long? Nah, but you shooting your shot, and she's like, you know what? I'm not made up. In her mind, she's gonna pass you right on up. But she's like, my inbox is full. I'll just get back home and get on social media.
That's her. That's who she's looking for.
And
That's
that's what I'm
a common thing too, though.
That's the trend that's going around right now. There's a lot of men that saying they're having a certain request and they're not finding anyone because they're meeting their representative. You know what I mean? They're not running into this person and saying, you know what, I genuinely want to meet the lady that's over there by the peaches. Yeah.
And at the end of the day, wouldn't it be men's fault though for creating some environment in which they would get that from women? Like if there is a standard in which you have been fought.
I was about to say, how's that?
Wait, what?
Because men are creating if like what she said that if I see you and you have a chick with a BBL and lashes, this, that, and another, then why are you expecting to see something different from that in the club? You're choosing these women, so why are they going to go against those numbers? Is what I'm saying. It to me, I feel like there is a responsibility for men to pick those women that they are wanting to have more of.
Well, the women gotta want them too, though. So like a lot of issues in the world today is that 10% of men that all the women want leaves a whole bunch of other men that don't nobody want. I have seen that. Like it's a guy, it's a guy come in, stands out, whatever the case may be. All the women looking at him, trying to figure out and competing. Like it's horrible, competing for this one man. And then you have all these other men over there, but because they didn't check off the tall, dark, handsome, whatever, locks, whatever.
So it sounds like they're the ones that have more of a niche want of a man preference rather than we're the ones saying.
I'm saying it's on both sides. It's on both
sides. 10%.
You're saying that the men that has the lack of will not get chosen, but the women that have more,
whether you like them or not, whether the other men like them or not, because he's saying, why are you not picking these people? You can pick them all day long, but if they not receptive and want you, it's a dead end. So
all day.
So then there you go. So then both ways, pick more of the men that pick the women that want to be that natural, whatever it is.
But what I'm saying is, if she's not leaving the house in a natural state, when you're
but she's not. That's what I'm saying. Why would she? Why would she if she feels like the environment is choosing the BBLs and the eyelashes and she wants to
be in the club looking for no mate anyway? So
that's what I say. Okay. Meet them anywhere, grocery store, like wherever.
Well, you're right, because
you see them and like them.
Are taking these channels. Well, okay, you have.
And then you had talked about it. You talked about it last week. You said that people were in the men were in the DMs of women that they wouldn't holler at in public. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's like at the end of the day, there's something like she was saying, there's 10% of men that women are all going for. Women are not in men's DMs, right? So then there are still 90% of men that are going for all the women.
You have to be a certain caliber.
You got to be 1%.
Yeah. So they're going to the athletes and the the rich men and the only you get a shot at that DM.
Yeah.
The average Joe or Tyrone ain't fixing to get that chance.
And whereas where she was saying like, yeah, if there's 10% of men where the majority of women are competing for because he checks all the boxes, but we know the numbers to be that there are a lot of homeless men in the DMs of plenty of women out there, regardless of what they look like, right? Then it means that the men are the ones that are out here faking it. The men are the one out here out in public choosing the ones with the BBL and the lashes, but they actually want a different type of woman or hollering at a different
why
woman.
are the women telling the men that we're doing this for the men?
That's what I'm saying. Like, why are women leaving the house with these things if it's not for them?
Because they're dealing with insecurities. First of all,
they're competing.
So if you look in the mirror and don't like what you see, you're gonna try to fix it, right? That's what the going thing is. So some women wear makeup so long that they look crazy without it.
All those things I still feel like are fine though, because it's for you. It's for you. It's what you feel. But like I said, like for the man to be the reason why, why?
What about
I'm not blaming the man for that.
Exactly. Why?
When the lady said, if a man doesn't talk to you in public, it's because he doesn't want to keep your upkeep. He doesn't want to provide for the nails, the makeup, and all that. 9 times out of 10, he's not going to talk to you because that ad I sent you.
It sounds like what Cree said earlier. It sounds like a bum. Sounds like a bum.
No, how is that a bum?
A bum?
The lady.
If you want a bad bitch.
Why are you even thinking about that when you go meeting somebody? Why are you thinking about upkeeping their
dollar sign
lifestyle? No, I'm not even sure why that's a thing.
That's pocket watching.
Hold on. That's what the young lady was saying. She was telling the other women. She said
that was what she felt.
Yeah, she said, I feel a man is not going to holler at you because he can't provide for you those simple things.
You feel like, oh, you're talking about that video. Yeah. So it was like she was saying more like she feels like the God, what was she saying? But I know I know the video you were talking about.
Yeah, she was saying that a man is not going to want to provide these things.
It was more like he was trying to knock her down for having those things, so that then he would not have to provide those things.
He's going to say that he wants the natural woman.
Yeah, so that he wouldn't have to provide for those.
That again, she was lying. If you looked at the comments, everybody's like, "Oh, that's cap."
Yeah, I feel like it's her experience, and I feel like when she said it, it was her projecting her experience of somebody trying to knock her down or make it easy for them in her reality. Because in my reality,
an excuse.
She ain't never got to. My wife ain't never got to worry about her nails, never got to worry about her hair. Her stuff is done, and do I complain because I love her and that's what makes her happy?
Good job.
I appreciate it. Hey, happy wife.
Yeah, but she would probably do it herself though. Like when you out meeting people, like I'm not even sure why money is even a factor. Like as far as what they're gonna do for you, you already saying that you're coming to take. You just want to take. I don't even want to deal with a person that automatically says something about taking. Like if you're not a giver like me, we're not gonna get along no way.
Yeah. If it ain't 2 pots pouring into one, right? Then you're taking from this pot. That's what it is. Yeah.
That's like the person I was dating asked me for money, but you ain't never gave me no money. So you taking out of my household. Like make it make sense.
Right.
Like you can take out of once you done poured into it. That's how I look at it.
Provide some sort of service.
Put something with something
before you start coming with something.
So you can depend on me, but I can't even call you if I need something.
Right.
So that's I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
but a lot of women do that. A lot of women do that.
Yeah. I mean, I was looking forward to even putting her on this, just her voice and what she's actually saying. But it was crazy. But like I said, the survey took place on the beach. I don't know how that's gonna further male and women.
I think it's like again too what Cree's point talking about. It's all words. A lot of men will sit up there and do the survey like, I don't care.
Also,
and then will not be doing it and have not ever done
it. Men know that women fall in love with their ears by basically what y'all tell us. They know that, and men usually fall in love with what they see. I'm sorry, what?
I appreciate that game. I didn't know that, but I appreciate that little bit of game, right?
Yeah, but see, that's what women problem is. Like they believe in everything. That's why that's my favorite thing. It's just words. Like if there's no actions and words both aligning together, then it don't mean nothing to me.
Propaganda. It's a commercial.
That's that whole thing I was talking about. Love. Yeah. That's what I'm judging it on. You might just be telling me this. You can tell
trauma.
20 other.
It makes sense, but you should. But I feel like most people should be cautious with their love if they have come from a place of being hurt. Like you've had You've just come out of, it makes sense for people to come in with a caution like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very cautious. And I'm gonna seek counseling. I think I need it.
Everybody needs a little help.
I need y'all support.
Everybody needs a little help. There's this therapist show that I actually had told you about last week called Couples Therapy that I recommend people go watch. It's
I'm about to check it out.
Dr. Orna. If you're serious about helping yourself, she's a psychoanalyst, and all she does is helps these couples fix their individual selves in these relationships.
Why you pointing at me like
because
that?
I'm saying like each individual person, not like she not coming in there, oh no, y'all need to pray together and pray together and da, da, da. She's like, nah, you need to fix yourself. You need to fix yourself. This
Check her out.
But she's so chill, and she's
Can
like
you really fix yourself though?
You can if you have the right
To a
tools.
certain
100%. Yeah, 100%. Like if you have gone to this person to get these tools and get these resources, I think they could supply you with something to fix yourself. Now that doesn't mean that maybe something else might arise later, because I mean, with all physical health, all these things, like, you know, your health.
Just saying they give you the starter kit to keep you going.
Yeah,
I think you just learn how to respond.
Yeah.
That's what you learn how to do.
You learn how to respond.
Yeah, that's all you can react. That's all you can control is your reaction.
You can't
that's
control
what
the
therapy
emotions.
basically
Well,
is.
he just said it. You can't control the emotions that's going to go through your body, but you can control how you react to them. So you can absolutely control how you respond.
Oh, that's good.
100%.
Well, I'm gonna try that out, man. I would definitely like to thank Jay for coming into the studio.
Appreciate you.
Cree,
Every time.
I definitely thank you for coming on. Again, can you let the people know where to find you again, just in case? That way they can tap into your show. She has a marvelous show on Facebook.
And Facebook. Cree21 Boom. All one word.
Yeah.
Spell that for them.
I'm sorry.
You spell it for them so they'll know.
KREE, the number 2, the number 1, BOOM on.
Boom.
Blow it up.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Follow it up.
Thank you for having me, Phalon. It's always a great time. I'll be looking forward to coming on again. Jay, it was a pleasure.
Appreciate the conversation.
You know, good luck with this 8-week thing. When you fell in love in 8 weeks and they still together, hey, I need to talk to these people. What did y'all do?
Yeah, me too.
Came in whole people. They did the therapy before. They was fixed before.
Catch me on Drewski Could Have Been Love or something for it too.
Pop the balloon. That's what you own.
Pop the balloon? Yeah. I know. I'm gonna hear 20 pops. I'm too short. As soon as I walk out, he's too short.
Yeah, too short.
So yeah. Right now, I want to pay my sponsors, man. I want to thank Sugar Slam, man. If you need beats, intros, outros, anything dealing with music, tracks, R&B, whatever it is, holla my boy Sugar Slam on Instagram. Sugar Slam Beats on Instagram, a.k.a. Mr. Blue Check Slim. We'll get you right, man. Let him know that you heard him right here on the Premium Lifestyle Podcast. And for that, and thank everybody for coming out. And with that being said, we are now officially out of here. Free, be safe out there.